Hi, third grade. It's Mrs. Enos, and I'm here with chapter 5 for you today. If you remember, Sam had his hair swirled and pancake mix. He looked like a unicorn or a narwhal, and Martha tricked Dylan into telling them where Hamster-saurus Rex was. So that's where we're starting. Chapter 5. Rain pelted the gymnasium windows. "Look, Sam, I'm really sorry," said Dylan. "I definitely didn't mean to give up Hamster-saurus Rex's location." "This is worse than bunny butt," I said, shaking my head. "I know. This is even worse than that time in first grade." I dropped my voice really low when you told everyone I had an accident. "What?" cried Dylan. "That wasn't me. I didn't tell anyone you pooped your pants." "Shh," I said, wincing. "Look, it's all in the past now. Anyway, maybe Martha wasn't listening when you told her exactly where to find Hamster-saurus Rex." The two of us were in phys ed class, taught by Coach Weeks. I hoped that I might find a moment to sneak away and look for Hamster-saurus Rex in his office, preferably before anyone else got there first. Despite her remorse, I could tell Dylan was excited for today. We were going to start a whole week of disc golf, the sport where you throw circular discs at various targets to score points. As I mentioned, disc golf was Dylan's absolute favorite thing in the world. She'd even brought her own discs from home. They were officially certified for tournament play. "All right, everybody," said Coach Weeks, blowing his whistle. "Disc golf is out." "What?" cried Dylan. "How come?" "Because it's not a real sport, D'Amato." "Is too," said Dylan. "Disc golf is played in over 40 countries worldwide. By 2031, it will be more popular than devil sticks." Dylan had a premium subscription to Disc Golf Online. "Enough facts, D'Amato," said Weeks. "I'm the one teaching physical education, so leave the educating to me. Anyway, what we're going to do instead is way better." "Fight each other with real swords?" asked Jared Kopernik. "Maybe next term," Kopernik said Coach Weeks. "No, we're going to participate in a class-wide physical fitness competition called Little Mr. Muscles." Coach Weeks held up his dusty trophy with a grimacing Hulk child on top. I sighed. Like I said, I'm not the most athletic student at Horace Hotwater Middle School. Any contest of physical fitness was bound to be humiliating. "Little Mr. Muscles," said Julie Bailey. "Coach, half of us are girls." "Fair point, Bailey. So the new name is Little Mr. or Miss Muscles. But that's the only change I'm making. Otherwise, it's going to be the exact same competition it was in 1983 when I won it, right before it was discontinued in 1984 for legal reasons." "Why was it discontinued in 1984 for legal reasons?" I asked. "Not sure. Some kid lost an ear or something. Don't worry about it, Gibbs. Anyways, I made a few calls this morning, and Smiles Corp, manufacturers of some of my favorite health and dietary supplements, is going to sponsor Little Mr. or Miss Muscles. They ponied up for a new trophy. Winner's going to be awarded it on Science Night. You want to see this trophy? Here you go. There's Coach Weeks holding it up. I knew Smiles Corp well. That's where my mom works as an accountant. They make everything from the aforementioned Funcho's flavor wedges to video games to orbital satellites. The company probably employs a third of the people who live in Maple Bluffs. "Now," said Coach Weeks, as he lovingly polished the trophy with the corner of his shirt, "does anybody have any questions? Perhaps you'd like to know more about the various feats of prowess that earned yours truly the coveted title of Little Mr. Muscles?" Dylan raised her hand. "Question, D'Amato," said Coach Weeks. "Coach, did you know that there are some 3,000 disc golf courses in the United States and over 4,000 more worldwide?" "Drop it!" I'm talking real tests of fitness here. Knuckle up, rod bends, the 60-foot sandbag drag, the classics. Well, I've never heard of any of them, said Dylan, so maybe those are the real made-up sports. Coach Weeks clutched the trophy close, and his mustache fluttered like he might burst into tears. If you don't like it, Tomato, I suggest you take it up with your pal Gibbs. Bringing back little Mr. or Miss Muscles was his idea in the first place. The whole class turned to stare at me. They didn't look happy. Okay, how about this, Coach, said Dylan, gritting her teeth. If I win little Mr. or Miss Muscles, then we play disc golf for a whole month. How does that sound? Fine, said Coach Weeks. If you win, we can play whatever crazy non-sport you want for the rest of the year. It can be tic-tac-toe for all I care. Now everybody pair off and grab a medicine ball. You're going to need to build your glute strength for the sandbag drag. Little Mr. or Miss Muscles is happening next week. Mark your calendars. I can't believe Weeks, said Dylan as we tossed a 30-pound medicine ball back and forth. Disc golf is a real sport. One day I'm going to play in the majors, when there are majors. Sorry I accidentally suggested this weird competition to him, I said, catching the ball with a grunt. I was just trying to distract him long enough to grab. A flash of movement over Dylan's shoulder caught my eye. A little orange shape scurried along the base of the gymnasium wall towards Coach Weeks' office. Sure enough, it was Hamster-saurus Rex. I looked around to see if anybody else had noticed him. Nobody had. Oh, sorry. Nobody except Beaver Vanderkoff, that is. Our eyes met. Beaver smiled. Then he reared back to lob his medicine ball right at the hamster. He was going to flatten the little guy. I had to do something. As Beaver heaved the ball, I dove. Sam! Cried Dylan. What are you? I threw myself right in the medicine ball's path. Kathwop! My vision went white as the ball ricocheted off my head and flew high into the air. It hung there for a moment and then fell, landing right on Coach Weeks' little Mr. Muscles trophy and smashing it to bits. I lay on the floor, dazed. After a moment, I sat up to see that Hamster-saurus Rex was gone. The whole gym was silent, except for a quiet, sobbing noise. It was Coach Weeks. Who threw that? He said, his eyes welling with tears as he looked down at what remained of his trophy. Outside, thunder crashed. Nobody said a word, but Beaver and Jimmy Choi were the only pair without a medicine ball. Jimmy stared at his feet. Vanderkoff, snarled Coach Weeks. I wasn't trying to hit him. Dumb nerd just got in the way, said Beaver. I was actually aiming for nothing. Whatever. Never mind. Everybody shut up. I don't care what you were trying to do, Vanderkoff, said Coach Weeks. Choi was standing right in front of you, yet you managed to throw your medicine ball 20 feet in the wrong direction and destroy my trophy. He also hit Sam in the face, said Dylan. Not now, D'Amato, said Coach Weeks, sniffing, yet barely managing to contain his rage. Do you have anything else to say for yourself, Vanderkoff? Beaver gave a surly shrug. School sucks. You're going to Principal Truett's office right now, said Coach Weeks, and he marched Beaver right out of the gym, leaving the class unattended. Sam, you look worse than the time you accidentally ate that grasshopper, said Dylan as she held me up. Are you all right? I think so, I said. My pancake hair spike absorbed most of the force. Indeed, my hairstyle had finally been flattened. So what do we do now? Asked Tina Gomez. Let's fight each other with real swords, suggested Jared Kopernick. How about disc golf until Coach gets back, said Dylan. I'll teach you guys the basics. And so class started an impromptu pickup game with the discs Dylan had brought from home. Not me, though. Now was my chance. While Coach Weekes was out, I could go try to find Hamster-saurus Rex. When I was sure nobody was watching, I quietly opened the door to his office. It was dark outside, but suddenly someone was shining a flashlight in my eye. "Stop right there," came a voice. "Sorry, I thought this was the bathroom," I said. "Oh, hi, Sam," said Martha Cherie, lowering her flashlight. "I'm here on official hamster monitor business." She flashed her ID again. There she is with her ID card. Do you see it? Oh, wrong way. There she is. I think Dylan was right. I think this might be where Hamster-saurus Rex is living. Martha held up a plastic bag she'd labeled evidence. Inside it was a half-eaten Smiles Corp Total Nutri-Slam protein bar. The wrapper had been chewed through. "What?" I said. "Nah, Coach Weeks was, probably just saving that half for later." "Really?" She shined her flash down the hole where I'd seen Hamster-saurus Rex before, because I found it stuffed inside a wall. "Weeks is a weird guy." Martha crouched beside the hole and shined her light in. "I can only see a little ways in, but it's full of food wrappers. On second thought, you should keep looking. I bet he's in there," I said, because at that moment, on the shelf above Martha's head, I saw a muffin-sized rodent feasting on Coach Weeks's weird dietary supplements. It was Hamster-saurus Rex. All right, friends, that is chapter 5 for today. Hey, same place, same time tomorrow, chapter 6. It's getting good. Take care.